if you have any questions, we will answer them afterwards. Today we're just going to dive in and talk about our retreat that we're putting on October 7th through 9th.
You can use this.
Super duper exciting,
One more device.
exciting.
Now Omaka is alive too.
That's right.
That one probably will be dead before.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
If it dies, it dies.
Oh, they'll just have to come into the group and
Like-
watch
That's
the
right.
recording.
Right.
So yes,
So we
if
got
you're
to use the life while we have it, right?
That's
Right.
right.
The energy we have while we have it, because
That's right.
life is impermanent.
It is.
Wonderful. Yay! This is exciting to come together, the three of us.
Yes.
Actually, our
absolutely.
schedules
Go ahead.
worked out divinely, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Hmm.
Yay!
Yeah, they'll come. Coming.
So we have this amazing retreat in October.
Yes, I am so blessed to be able to put this together. It has been something that I have dreamed about in many years, and finally met the perfect people.
Perfect match.
Perfect match. Yes. There is perfection when divine is involved, right? It's that divine perfection that things just flow easily and freely, and everything just comes together without too much struggle, which is nice.
One aspect of that, which is the beautiful Crystal Bay Hotel.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
I have always had a fascination with it, and I had
Yes.
heard stories about it, and people had told me stuff from the past, and there was some energy vortex
Yeah,
there, and they've had
there's-
healing things there, and I thought, man, it'd be nice to go there sometime. So then when you told me about the retreat first, I said, wow, this is a blessing, because that's probably one of the most magical places to have it. I mean, and it's right in our city.
Yeah.
I believe it's 100 years old or something like that.
It's pretty, I can't remember how old, but it's
Yeah.
pretty old and has a history of all kinds of different groups of people coming
Yeah,
in
oh,
and
yeah,
everything.
absolutely.
And it was once a retreat center
Yeah.
where they used to put on, people come there for healing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're right, the room that we're doing, the meditation room, is where the retreat will be in.
Mm-hmm.
It has an energy vortex, and it's just the energy, the vibe, and it's similar to you. Like, as soon as I moved down here, my father introduced me to the hotel when they were a retreat to work there. And I never did get to do that, but it was in my mind of throwing a retreat there myself. So, and that's why it was the first thing that popped up, and they had the dates open and everything, and just divinely worked.
That's great.
Yes, and they're really great people too. Really great people.
And
Yeah.
we're going to have food there as well.
Yes, so they cater. Yes, they cater the food, so the food is included as well. If staying at the hotel, the rates are really affordable. And if you share a room with another person, it's even more affordable, right, for everybody. So I'm trying to make it open for those who can come and really enjoy this. I think it's like 2.5 days. So Friday night we start around, check-in is at 4, and then we go into a little gathering. We have a little bit of food together, then we go into a full moon ceremony and a dance, a static dance, and then the next morning work on it soul work.
You're just touching on it, but say like the full moon ceremony. Just that.
I'm just
alone.
going through the whole thing
Right,
first,
right.
and then we'll talk more in detail.
But I'm saying there's so much, to everything.
Yeah, that's-
Yes, there is. Yeah, I'm just touching on that, little
Yeah,
ideas.
the energy that's coming in from just us three being there together, and especially there's not really been, and I've been in the city for a very long time, there's not been anything this vibrant in this city that's so intimate, like Radiate Love retreat, because although it is a retreat, but it still has an intimate feel to it.
Right.
At the Crystal Bay Hotel, and that's one of the reasons why I was so excited to be a part of it, because it's at the Crystal Bay Hotel, which is a place I wanted to do a retreat at for a long time.
We're on the same page.
That's right.
So I was like, I've been wanting to do some work there for a minute, and then here you come with this. I was like, how can I be a part of it? Just even asking to just lend a hand or a service, a volunteer. But Keirstin said, "Come join the team."
Yes.
And the energy, I guess, when you bring a lot of energy like ours together, it's loud.
We are.
It's loud,
yes.
like Keirstin proud.
Yes, strong.
It's strong, and I love it.
Yeah,
And I'm excited.
transformational.
Very
Yes, very
transformational. Yes.
If you've done work with Keirstin, you would know she's going to tell you how it is.
So true.
Wherever you are on your healing journey, sometimes you need that little kick in the butt to know
Yeah.
whether you're causing some of your suffering or whether you're breaking free from it.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Very true. I know I had a gentleman this weekend. It was his first time he ever had a healing with me, and short, quick healing in 15 minutes, and he was like, "Oh my God, what did you do to me?" It's like I could feel this energy just coming right tingling up through my body. So yes, that's it. It's just, opening up ourselves to help you and guide you, right? That's the journey of the retreat, is for all of us to come together. And I picked each individual for a purpose for the retreat, and each individual person has their own energy. So it's not one energy in this space, it's multiple different, so
It's not repetitive.
right, and everybody can connect with someone. And that was my plan, to have different energy, different backgrounds coming together in one cohesive journey.
Yes.
Yes, in a healing journey of retreat.
Yes.
It's the mecca of the journey when it's all coming together at the top like that. Like you've experienced a great deal of self-realization for that to happen.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that's something that we can inspire for other people, because self-realization is like an ever-expanding process throughout all of life. But once you start embracing it and you find your path that really fits you, like, then life really starts. It's like, that's why they say, like, being reborn, like, you literally are, because your concept of self is expanding and redefined. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping there'll be lots of self-realization through all of these beautiful workshops.
Yes.
Self-realizations and self-realizations and finding their purpose, like knowing that path, knowing how to take that path without shedding any layers of others. And let me explain what I mean by that. Most of the time we take our paths or our journeys and we're very careful in treading water so that it doesn't affect anyone, or it doesn't, so we can please others while we do it. And we have to shed those. And so that's what I believe, what to be brought here at this retreat is shedding that. I don't want to curse on this, but shedding that I don't give a, when it comes to, because when it comes to your healing, you have to walk the embarkation that has been earmarked for you.
Right.
Yes.
You have to walk that embarkation. You have to walk that. That's yours.
And who knows that?
Right.
Who's the only person in the universe that knows that?
It's encoded within you.
Right.
And I love this title, Radiate Love, because that's what actually frees it. It frees that. It opens that cell block. We're in the prison of our own hell. And so that radiating love, when we open ourselves to become vulnerable, open is to be vulnerable. When we are opening ourselves up, to radiate love, because a lot of times we get in spaces like this and we're too shy because everyone is, we're thinking that we're being judged for being so open and so vulnerable.
So that shyness, it slows down your path, right?
Yeah.
It prevents you from fully expanding.
Right. It prevents you from fully expanding and expressing. It prevents you from really being who you authentically are.
Right.
Yes.
And when you radiate love, you're just, when you're vulnerable, you're unconsciously allowing some things that you can't see to be seen.
Right.
But that's the okay part about Radiate Love, because we all got some things where that's gonna spill out that we don't know it's spilling out, and it's like people are gonna see some of those sides of us, but that's okay in Radiate Love, because we're all here just to express that gargantuan part of our being, that gargantuan part of ourselves, which is love.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
Love it.
So the more you clarify yourself and your purpose, and you let go of all the other stuff, which is part of some of the workshops we're teaching people how to do this on yourself. You don't need us to do it though, but knowing that you have the power to experience your own awakening over and over again.
Just having the tools alone, right? Right, learning techniques, trying new things, opening, expanding yourself to new horizons, right? And that's what this retreat is all about. We have so many different varieties of things coming together, which I am so excited about, because I don't think I've ever been to one. It's usually, one tribe that has one particular energy, and then another tribe where you're going to a place that, has their particular energy. But this is, we got like all chakra systems, I think.
Or people are doing it
in each person
for a different purpose,
Yeah.
other than allowing people to heal.
Yes.
I believe in all of your hearts as being very true to helping humanity.
Yes, absolutely.
We're not doing this for self-gratification.
I think one thing that is going to be beautiful at this retreat that a lot of people tend to just kind of like ignore is the astrological programming of our being. Not understanding that part of yourself. And I think that if you're coming to this retreat, you should come to get an understanding of that. Because to understand who you are astrologically, you're understanding your birth chart, understanding where everything is aligned, where you at, and how it's placed.
Yes.
We don't do that much. We don't do that enough, and we need to learn more about that in ourselves. Those aspects of ourselves. Our birth signs, our rising signs, our moon signs. All
Those are
of these
important
because
Very important.
because the planets, they go through phases, and you need to understand. That when the planets are going through phases, how it's affecting the phases you're going through, because you're going through some phases too.
Some people will deny it. They say that's hocus pocus.
Oh, yeah.
what
Yeah,
they're saying. But
absolutely.
even from a scientific perspective, if you think of like atoms and neutrons swirling around each other, and then look at our solar system, the energies are swirling around us, and they may seem like they're far from our perspective. But if you zoom out to see the solar system and how much space is away from that, then there is an impact. And the moon is very close. We're doing this.
Right.
We're having the moon ceremony. We're going to have some moon talk so you can understand how the moon's affecting you a little bit more.
Right, and release.
That's powerful.
Yes.
And once you know that, it unlocks a part of truth in nature that you can't deny.
Right.
It's been existing since before humans existed.
And our ancestors helped tap into that. Our ancestors showed us. Our ancestors showed us that map. How we were. Orion's. When you look at Orion's belt, when you go back to the walls of Kemet, and you look at the way they showed us how we are connected to the cosmos, and the energy there. How we're one with that energy. I always say, I'm not bigger than it, but I am a part of it. I'm not bigger than it, but I am as important in a part of it.
You are it realized.
I am it realized. So to think that it has no effect on me, I would be kidding myself, because I'm just this little thing here on this planet, and that big old universe out there, you think that doesn't have any effect on you, you're kidding yourself. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I think coming to the retreat helps a lot of people get that understanding and importance, because it's needed. It's needed in our world today, in our society. At least if you're coming into this awakening, You need to learn about
Yes.
yourself in that way.
Yeah, and on another level,
Mhm.
right? On astrologically, you also need to connect to your soul self.
Mm.
And that's another level that we're going into, right? So you're learning, then you balance the two and understanding yourself as a soul self
Mhm.
and the cosmic energy, and then connecting it with your human astrology, your human self, and mingling them together. And that's all Saturday. That's just one day.
That's just Saturday.
That's just Saturday.
Yeah.
It's all about understanding who you are as a soul and a human. Put together the I am.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I love to give people a perspective on meditation as well,
Yeah.
because I think sometimes they see meditation as just a form of being like just sitting in this one position, the lotus position.
Oh, yeah.
But meditation really unlocks so much more of yourself, and also it helps you further see more of yourself, because we're always trying to live beyond the moment, and we're always trying to live into the future. But to truly expand, you have to be able to be still enough to see where you are in the universe, where you are in your life, where you are in this aspect of yourself in this human form right now, in this position. And what meditation helps do, what I'm doing is helping you understand what stillness is, what it means to be still and not just meditate. You know, we get silence and we get stillness, but these are two separate things. Silence is just being quiet, but being still is a moment, and that's where the things you didn't hear start to hear. You're enhancing your hearing when you're still. You're enhancing your vision when you're still. You're enhancing your understanding of yourself when you're still. You're enhancing so much more. It's in unlocking that DNA within you.
Yes.
Because that's what happens,
Yes.
right? When we get still, we're going within to ruffle and shuffle and unearth that dust.
And what is within
Right.
Yes.
is undefinable. you
Right.
know?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
this vast.
We can't even put a
There's
word
no
to
word
it.
for it. Yeah.
We
there
can't
is
put a word to it.
magic.
There's no depth.
Yeah.
You can't measure it.
I read the other day that it reminds you of eternity, of what life is like without your body.
Absolutely.
yes.
That's
It's
a
amazing.
great
And
example.
when you can be
Yeah.
at peace in that,
Mm.
then you have power and so much gratitude for every breath of life.
Mm. They say
Sorry.
they call it an outer body experience, but I call it an inner body.
Yeah.
Inner body experience. When you go in, lose the body, the form.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Connect.
unlock so much.
It's scary to some. You,
Oh, yeah.
You act like it's a pleasurable experience, right?
It can be very painful.
Very
Because it
Yeah.
is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it can be.
The truth hurts.
Yeah, the truth does hurt. The truth does hurt. And I'm not shunning anyone who does plant medicine, and I understand that. Again, that's part of our ancestral lineage that happened. You know what I'm saying? And it does happen. But I know that some people, I always say that people that do the psychedelics, that they're unlocking so much. But I say, you're the highest high.
Yeah.
And through meditation,
Oh.
you can unlock that more.
Absolutely.
You're the highest high. And, plant medicine has its goodness to it in ways that it can unlock. Ayahuasca, I've never tried it, but
I've heard.
definitely willing to go through that, because there's so much more within us that we can't, meditation can get us there. Meditation can help, but we got to go back to the way that it's already been put here for us
Yes.
through our ancestors. And they showed us all of these, they left the footprints, right? Through all of these modalities. That in plant medicine is just a modality,
Yeah.
another modality. Meditation is one modality. Astrological programming is another modality. Learning about your intuitive mind is another
Yes.
modality.
Which is another thing we'll be tapping into.
Yeah,
as
so
well.
there's so many ways that you can tap into the self
Yeah.
and unlock and become a greater expanded version of yourself.
Yes, and we're going to have Charlie Logan from Logan Light Center coming from Sarasota, and he's going to tap into the ancient wisdom of Kabbalah and bring in that energy within the retreat on Saturday. Super excited for that. That's going to go deep into soul work.
Deep into soul work.
I'm excited for the
Deep
ecstatic,
into cell work.
ecstatic dance.
Ecstatic dancing, yes, on Friday night. Releasing. So Friday's all about releasing.
Yeah.
Releasing, letting go, setting the intention so that Saturday we can all wake up and refresh and be ready to take that.
I love that we are, in a sense, breaking bread together as
Yes,
well.
yes, we're breaking the
We
bread
want to come
together.
together as a group and really have that experience as a group.
Communion is so important because communion is just a derivative of community.
Yeah.
And so when you have communion, and and the word one is actually a derivative of communion. It's in there, one, communion. It's the union. It's to just unite. And so when we come together for communion, and I always express the importance of communion as well. To the breaking of bread is just is the bonding moment.
Yeah.
It's the bonding glue. It's a healing portion and a modality in and of itself too.
We're consumers, right? We must consume.
We must consider.
But
It's true.
this is the most intentional way to do it, which is
Yeah.
with thought and words and being together in such healing energy. I feel like the energy for people will be one of the best parts, because if you're going through a new experience or trying to grow in some way, we are offering like 3 days of this high vibrational energy to help you realize yourself and encourage yourself, so that when you go back into the world,
Yes.
you have that. We have your back. We're not going anywhere.
No, that's right. We're not going to.
Can I express something here?
Yes.
Because it came to me in a thought a couple of days ago, and when you think about a retreat, I know a lot of times people get this notion that they're coming to be fully healed.
Yeah.
At any retreat, and I like to just dispute that right now. That when you come to this retreat, yes, Radiate Love, it is going to help you. It's going to be a blessing to you, regardless, right? But I want you to know that you don't think that this singular retreat is going to be the answer to putting on the full armor to be ready to come out here into the world and think that you're going to, attack the world. Because the retreat is just an aspect of helping you understand the work you got to continue to do.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
the
yes.
path.
Yes. Which path to take?
It's like, hey,
Yeah.
this is what you should do and continue to do to vibrate that part, that what you get at the retreat.
Right, because it's an everyday.
Right.
Every single day. I mean, we've been doing this stuff for a long time,
Right.
and every single day I do my rituals. I do my prayers, meditate, and every day I also reflect, because no one is free from any disharmony in their
Right.
life, because that's part of life. Sadness, anger, fear, it's all
Yes.
part of life. It's constant. No matter who you are on this planet, it's all involved. Even Tony Robbins,
Yes.
there's still fear in there, and making
Yeah.
choices, these big choices, right?
Right.
There's all of it, and it's getting to that point in the understanding of having the tools
Yes.
that you can get through those
Yes.
moments without having a freak out, without going into deep depression.
Right.
I've been there.
Yep.
Without having to bring out the disharmony 5 times expanded, right?
Yes.
You feel the disharmony, you have, okay, well, I have the tools for this, and then you're like, okay, you do your tools, and then it goes away, right?
Yes, absolutely. And we live in a world where, fear is pumped into us daily.
Oh,
Right.
constantly.
And you don't want to be navigating this world alone. And that's another great thing about a retreat, is that you leave with a family.
Oh, community,
You leave
family,
with community.
yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so, you got a brother, you got a sister, people that you can lean on, people that you can connect with, people that can continue to lift you up. And sometimes they may lean on you for the lifting up.
Absolutely.
And so you're leaving with community, because we need that in today's society right now, more than ever.
Oh, yes.
We need
Yes.
community.
Yeah, in today's day and age, I mean, at least I think the patterns show that the future could have more layered distractions than we even have today. And there are lots of distractions out there. I mean, they're easily obtained, you know.
Absolutely.
So, part of finding yourself and knowing yourself is kind of letting some of those go and realizing, you know, that in the future you could have more of those come in, but I really like to help people with distractions and disharmony and really, how do you find your highest self? It's by like clearing that out and going into you know.
Yeah. Which through meditation as well,
Yes.
and through prayer, and through whatever other tools that you have, through ritual, through ceremony,
Yes.
right? Having those, what works for you, and
This
that's
is one that works for me.
yeah, right.
Because to me, like, everyone says it means something different. If you look it up online, it just says it's life or whatever.
Yeah.
But to me, it looks like a man or a woman
Yes.
or a human,
Right.
Human.
open, completely open,
Yes.
radiating
That was the purpose
love.
of it, wasn't
Right.
it?
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I believe.
That, I mean, that's
It
my
reminds
understanding
me,
of it.
be as open as you can. You know, Michael
Mhm.
Singer's an amazing author, and he always talks about that, like
Yeah,
clearing the
too.
blockages so that you can be open.
Mm.
your
Yeah,
heart.
absolutely.
Yes.
That's
Wow.
it, yeah.
And also other aspects, you know, it's just the nature aspect of it too. You know, connecting back to your natural self, your
Yeah.
natural form, going back, because nature's a healing, you know, experience all on its own.
Yeah.
You know, just, you know, learning and at this retreat, that's, you know, you're going to be tapping into that nature, that natural part of you.
And being outside, nature.
Yeah, being in nature.
In nature.
You know, grounding,
it,
earthing,
yeah.
you know,
Every morning.
Watering.
water.
I know you went swimming yesterday morning in the
I've-
divine Gulf of Mexico.
I've implemented beach meditation every day, you know, in my I've implemented beach meditation for my practice every day now.
Yeah.
And so I go to the beach. I just left the beach today.
Nice.
I go to the beach every day. And it's going to be a part of my, because I understand that to fully be, you know, to clear those blockages, you know, and sometimes, let's be honest, we may not want to deal with people all the time.
True.
But nature's always there.
Yes.
And nature helps assist in that.
I think naturally humans would have more space energetically.
Oh, excuse
It's
me.
all.
So sorry, guys. I didn't want to go airplane mode.
Airplane mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's natural to be out in nature and, you know, to feel that energy from everything around this creation coming into you, you know.
Yes, and we will, this retreat every morning, Saturday and Sunday. We will be out in nature doing stretching,
Yes.
yoga,
Yes.
qigong,
Qigong.
meditation.
Qigong.
Yes.
Yes. Moving that energy through,
Yes,
in, and
movements.
out of you.
Yes, every
Yes.
morning to get yourself prepared to be in the space. I think it's just gonna do it.
I'm working. I'm working.
You never know what's
Right.
going to
Like
happen.
I said,
Yes, during a live.
you know, the future will hold more distractions.
Okay.
It's no one's fault.
Lots of distractions everywhere.
But
Yes.
so how do we accelerate this process of growth from where we are today? One of them is by coming together in connection.
Yes.
Because when you bring multiple energies together, when Omaka came into my life, it was a beautiful moment because it was a moment of self-realization. You know, I definitely have expanded since the first time I met him. But he reminds me of myself, and so do so many other amazing healers and people I've met in the last couple years. And each time you have that, you have basically someone who has your back, and they say yes, like go towards that. And you
Yes.
say, oh, so I don't have to be scared to go towards myself. They say, no, we want that. We want more of you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how do I do that?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and so all of us are on this experience of constantly growing and opening
Yes.
and becoming, you know?
Yes.
But
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, like, I actually don't even know what I was going to say.
Well, let me add and elaborate. Going back to a part where you said earlier about the shyness, right? When we release that, when we come to Radiate Love Retreat, you're releasing and opening yourself up more. The beauty of being open is that when I have an experience with you, I'm not shortchanged of that. I'm not shortchanged of your full self. I'm getting all of you that you are deservingly wanting to express. And that's what radiate, to me, that's when I hear radiate, it's like this allowance of me to just, how much of me do you want? You know, radiate, just give me all of it. It's like trying to tell the sun not to shine as much.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, don't shine as much today, okay? Behind the clouds, it
dip it
doesn't
down,
matter.
please.
We have some of those people in our lives that might say that to you.
Yes,
Right.
actually, yes.
No, that's
yes.
that's a fact.
Oh, it's
That is
true.
a fact. There's people
Stop shining,
that don't
too bright.
want you to shine
Yeah.
as much because it's blinding them, truthfully.
Oh, absolutely.
But when I hear radiate, it's like permission to be your full expressive self, no judgment. And it's like, go for it, do it, be it. And if you have not had a space where you had that permission to do so, this
is the space.
is the space for
Yes.
that. Where you can, you're coming to learn how to uncover that and come from under that mask.
Whether it's
Yes.
sexuality,
Yep.
self-expression, creativity,
Yeah.
or just socialization, those
Yes.
are all different aspects of just life that we can all.
That's to me an awakening experience.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like. to me.
Absolutely.
An
I
awakening
mean, this is definitely one of those moments that this retreat is going to be another awakening. If you've had an awakening, this is beyond another awakening, right?
I feel like
This-
I'm having an awakening.
Having-
Right.
Yes.
And you can have, and that's the thing though. There's more and more and more awakening experiences to
all the
have.
time. And I think something just because I'm in the spiritual world, right? We always talk about spiritual awakening. It's constant.
Yeah.
You start. There's a starting point, and then you'll have a lull time where you think you're good,
Yep.
and then there's that other layer of the
Yep.
lotus that shoots
Yep.
out, and you're like, whoa, I thought I took care of that. Okay,
Right.
here we go again. And then you're in another awakening, and I think it's, I'm trying to think. There's one teacher that talks about the different steps of awakening. It's there's not just one awakening.
Right. There's not just this one experience.
Right. It's
I've
a
had-
constant.
I've
Yeah.
had many.
And it was like, as like life is a roller coaster ride,
Yeah.
right? It's up and down and around and turns and twists and turns, and it's a constant flow of just being able to handle those dips
Yes.
and those highs and those lows and around every dip and
Can
corner.
you think of your first big awakening experience and like just in that first time, like where
Yes.
you came from?
Until
wow.
now. And just think about it
So many.
think about your first awakening experience. How long ago was it? And then count from that point to now. How many of you had it? And then you'll see that, whoa, you go through many.
Many
Yeah.
little
It's like
journeys.
a star, right? It goes, it explodes and becomes a whole other galaxy.
Yes.
It's like that's an awakening for that
It
star.
goes through the whole
That's cool.
process.
You
There's
know
a
what
whole
I'm saying?
process to that. That's
And they're gonna keep creating. You're creating a new world for yourself. Is that Aladdin? A whole new world.
I love how the universe conspires
Yes.
and comes together. Like we didn't plan our outfits.
No.
oh, but you guys look
But
great.
we got
Great.
radiant white light and then the
And then
rainbow in
there's-
between.
All the colors, just vibrant, just brightness right here. It is. We did not plan this, but it is a lot of beautiful. But that's an expression of our soul.
Yeah,
It is.
We're only expressing outwardly what we are inwardly.
Clothes are expression.
they are. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So come to Radiate Love Retreat. You should be here. You should join. And it's going to be happening very soon, coming upon us. And you're going to experience a full gamut in 3 days. And it's going to take all of 3 days
Yes.
to get what you need. Because one day you're going to get a full rundown. And you got to allow that to permeate and sit with that.
There's a pool for that.
And afterwards,
There will be a
yeah,
pool.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
if it's open though.
Oh, it's not open? Okay. Sorry.
No.
And then the next day.
We'll be in it unless you want to come early. and stay a day beforehand.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you can start your process, right? And then stay a day afterwards,
Mm.
right?
The
Or
beach is
stay,
only 10 minutes away too, so.
yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say beach is like right down the road too.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. And if you want to walk, 45-minute walk to the beach, but
Yes.
it's only a mile, I think.
Yes,
right?
not
45,
even
mile and
maybe.
a half.
Yeah,
It's a mile and a half.
Mile and a half.
Yeah, but we still have. There's also the water, literally right across the street. You can't
Oh,
get
yeah.
in it, but
Yes.
That's
stand
good for
by it.
meditation.
Yes, it is.
And there's a park across the street, so there's plenty of green space
Green
to
space,
get
yes.
into earth
Healing
and to get into nature. So after an event, you need to let go of some stuff, right? So
Yeah.
Friday night, you're ready to release some more. Afterwards, you go for a walk, right along the water. There's so much opportunity here, and there's so many different lovely people joining us on this, and they all play a part in this, and we're here to empower you and to expand you, to help you radiate that love from within, radiate that true divine energy that you have within you, and breaking it open and releasing it, letting it free.
I truly believe that it has been pressed upon us, our generation, as parishioners, to usher this new earth in.
Yes.
Because it got so, in our grandmothers and grandfathers in their time, it was first it wasn't even taboo. It was never even a thought. And then to bring it up, it became taboo. But that was another 10, 20, 30 years down the road. Now, we are in a space where it's blatantly right in front of us. It cannot be ignored, to the degree where you're starting to see it in every aspect of our institutions. You're starting to see it in our grocery stores. You're starting to see some form of, society trying to return us back to, for those who are a little bit taking their time with it. Society is kind of like giving you these clues, like, hey, plant-based this, and organic that, and it's showing us little aspects, but for those who are immersed in it, we see it beyond the grocery stores. We see it beyond, the impossible burgers at Burger King. That's for those who are kind of like creeping. That's a step. But those who are immersed in it, we're seeing it. It's in our soul, number one, but it's blatantly right in front of us, and we can't even ignore it anymore.
Yeah.
And so we
It's
have
behind
to.
you too. There's edible
Yeah.
plants all behind us.
It's all behind
There we
us. It's everywhere. It's surrounding us, and so we can't ignore that the earth, the planet, the universe is calling upon us. To even the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
The pandemic was a part of that too as well, because the planet, it got sick.
Everything shut down.
Everything.
And then I built a pyramid.
There we
Absolutely.
go. And that's the way to go.
Right. It's back.
Build.
We're here. We're building.
Keep on going.
And that's
Yeah.
it. And we're creating
If
communities.
that didn't happen, I wouldn't have had the space to do it.
There we go.
That's the universe showing us
Yeah.
what we're here to do. Right. If that didn't happen, we wouldn't have no summits, none of that.
Yeah. It's true.
Absolutely.
No,
That summit
seriously.
was put on my spirit in 2021 or 2020 or something like
Yeah.
that. That summit came in my spirit.
Mhm.
And I said, I want to do something like that. And boom, there it was. And it came alive. And it just seeing something that was in my soul once, in my mind, just fully be out here in the open, to me was more than enough. It was like, it's real.
It's real.
It's here. And that's what radiating love is about.
Yes.
What did we say here? How to accelerate your process of growth,
Achieve your dreams.
achieving your dreams,
Yeah.
accelerating it a little bit more, opens that envelope.
Yeah.
I realize, because once you achieve that dream, it allows your mind to go, well, what's my next dream?
Right.
It's leveling
Yeah.
up,
Leveling up, yeah.
And I've definitely experienced a lot of that in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I did that.
Yeah.
Now what?
Wow. That's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In your mind, all you think is this one dream is everything,
Mm-hmm.
That's all you want. And then once you accomplish it, where do you go from there?
Yeah.
That's where your intuition, your expanded self, if you realize it, then you have a clear vision. If you haven't realized your purpose in life or who you really want to be, it's kind of hard to do that. At least reach for those next level dreams, because they have to go in like a sequential order, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's that purpose thing. I always think that's, I mean, our purpose here is to be human, ultimately, right? We want to be here, right? And I think a lot of people get too far into that, I gotta have a purpose, gotta have a purpose, gotta have a purpose, gotta have a purpose, gotta have a purpose. I gotta find my purpose, gotta find my purpose. And guess what? It's already inside of you.
Right.
So there's nothing to find. You're already human. You're already a soul working as a human. Now it's to find who that soul is, right? And within that,
And what brings that soul joy?
yes, and that joy brings on your quote unquote purpose, if you want to call it that, right?
There has to be a
I call it
purpose.
dreams
Yeah.
and guides and journeys, right? Because, and it shifts and it changes, and sometimes you think it's this, and then divine jumps in and is like, nope, it's this, right? And that was my
Attachment,
life, right? And
Attachment.
so that's another area we're
Let
gonna,
go.
yes, we're gonna speak about, right? Is how to release those attachments.
But I love this dream so much. How can I
Yeah,
let it go?
yeah,
Well, there's
yeah.
another dream coming.
Right. There's a
don't let go,
better
you'll
thing
miss it.
coming. Right, exactly.
Yes.
Right. So holding on to those attachments, even this retreat, right? I've had to let go of so many attachments. I mean, originally it was just going to be me and like one other person running the whole thing, and then all of a sudden I met all these other people, and I was like, all right, we're going this way, and we're going to go this way, and then we're going to go this way, and it's like come together in such a not my dream. It has been created through divine, and it has each step, each process has made it even more grand and beautiful. That, you know, I'm so excited for this, because it's not just my thought process, it's not just my dream, it is a whole cohesive community bringing it together and allowing it to radiate, right, out to the world.
Yes, and it being here in St. Pete is also a beautiful thing, because St. Pete is becoming a vortex in and of itself. You know, it's becoming a spot for awakening to happen. It has everything. It has almost every element factor here for you to. You know, I've met people that came to St. Pete and just literally stayed on a visitation.
Yeah.
You know, and so if you come to St. Pete and experience not just the retreat, but St. Pete itself, the city, you're not going to find yourself leaving, because if you're someone who's looking to come alive and awaken to your purpose, awaken to your divine self, awaken to your natural self, you're going to find that here. You're going to find that here at Radiate Love Retreat, but also in this city, because it has so much to offer in that aspect, in that aspect of healing you, in that aspect of bringing you back to a natural a state, your divine self. And this city is beautiful and a great host for that. So
It really is, yeah.
come, whether I don't know how far you are if you're watching this, but you should make a trip down to St. Pete specifically for the Radiate Love Retreat, and then come check it out the rest of the city, because you're going to find more people like us here.
A lot, yes.
I was just asked yesterday by someone if St. Pete has always been this incredibly like huge spiritual like place, and I said, well, no. But it's definitely energized right now.
Yeah, it's definitely
At least
energized.
at least since I came here 6 years ago, so it was there so it's been about 10 years, I believe, right?
Oh, it's been about 10 years. It's
Yeah.
been awakening here, and
And it's really, whew.
there's a revolution of and also this place is becoming a magnet for even the bigger people in this space to come, hold conferences here, and there's been a lot of great speakers here coming to this city to host conferences and spiritual awakenings here.
Yeah. It's
Well, I would
really
choose it over Tampa.
Absolutely.
offense, Tampa.
No offense at all. It's just my home.
Absolutely. Yes. But just to think about, like, again, going back to where we're holding it at, the Crystal Bay
Crystal Bay Hotel.
Yeah. it's a beautiful space in and of itself.
And it's been renovated as well.
And yeah, just updated everything, and they're doing the floors. Everything will be updated whenever we come in.
And it's kind of vintage too.
It's so cool.
Very
Each
vintage.
room, I got to go through a bunch of rooms. Each room has its own energy and its own feel. No room, two rooms are alike in a sense because it used to be it made into a senior living space, so that each room was like an apartment. So it is like a little apartment in your hotel room, and they have Marilyn Monroe room and other. I can't think of all the other celebrities that have stayed there throughout the journey of the hotel, and so it's really fascinating, and I just love the vibe of it because it's small too and it's quaint, and that's another reason why I like it. And so is the retreat. There's only 28 spots available, and that purpose is so everyone can get an intimate experience and, in a sense, one-on-one with us. When things come through and you need help to release, or you need a shoulder to cry on, or you need someone to just help you work through something, right? So yes, it was definitely on the
Great chosen spot.
Yeah.
It's a great chosen vessel.
Good job.
Oh, thanks.
It's a great vessel to
I was just
activate.
in spirit.
Yeah, a great place to start if you're coming into your spiritual awakening, to activate, that energy within you, to raise that vibration up within you, and to release, traumas and whatever pain and things you're going through right now. And you're amongst, in the midst, just people that are gonna, there's no judgment with us whatsoever.
Because we've all been through it.
Yeah.
You're right.
You wouldn't
Every
believe
one of
the
us.
stories.
Yes,
No.
yes. Every one of us have had our own rough beginning.
Yes, very rough. Some not so good, and none of it good, but
No.
some
Really not
tragic,
good.
and
Oh,
some
Yeah.
tragic in some ways. There's levels to it, but yeah, they're all tragic because you got to die to some part of yourself.
Yeah.
You have to die to some part. You have to really cut off an old version of yourself. And to even expound on that just a little bit more, think about what I just said.
Yeah.
To cut off some part of yourself, to die to some part of yourself, to have that full awakening, to have that experience of awakening. That's the only way you're going to awake.
Yeah, really.
You have to leave the dream world. You have to leave this in order to awaken into this reality right here, right now. You have to leave the dream world fully. There is no half. I'm half asleep and I'm half awake. It's like, okay, I'm still asleep. Some no. You got to be. You know what I'm saying? You
Can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right?
You have to die. You have to say, all right, I'm done sleeping for the day. I'm
Yeah.
gonna wake up and
I'm awake.
come into this world and participate. You have to be fully immersed.
Yeah, and you know what? And when you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, it's more painful
Yeah.
because you can't unsee, right, what you've already seen within
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
So and then you're lying to yourself and everybody else, right? Because you're not truly fully being yourself. So, and I've been there, that 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and as soon as I went, I'm done, and put my whole self in, it was like, right? Like it was like something just, his energy just started flowing more freely. Life just started flowing freely.
Just to ask you guys, so once you start on that path and start radiating that love from, like, truly doing it from your source and your truth, how does it affect the people in your life, your family, like everyone? Like, doesn't everyone kind of feel that and
Yes.
experience that energy as well? So you're
Yeah.
actually like healing your kids,
Yes.
your mother, your father,
Yes.
your aunts, your uncles.
It
Like
can go
I
the
even,
opposite
my
way as
parents
well.
have expanded because I expanded,
Yeah,
and
and
I
it can-
showed them new things.
But
you
it
know?
also could be the opposite as well, where they can't handle, right? Because they're
Yes,
not
yeah.
ready to make those steps. They're not ready to move forward.
But those that are ready,
Right, but those
will
are already,
feel it.
will feel it and
Yeah.
will expand and will go with you on that journey,
Yes.
right? You step in
even
first.
a little bit, it's still healing. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you still see growth in other people's lives because of it.
Right, because especially in the kids, right? And our kids, when they see us
Mhm.
and they're like,
And not even just your kids, other
Other
kids.
kids.
Other
Right.
kids, yes.
Right.
It's funny you mentioned that, Emmanuel. I had a meeting yesterday with a young lady who wants some work. She's a president of the PTO, and she's like, "How do I get the parents more involved? How do I get the parents to be, more attentive to the students?" I said, I drew this target. It's like a bullseye. I said, you got the parents on the outside, and you got everyone else in between there, and then you got the kids right there in the middle. And I said, we got to get the parents in that second layer right there. And so how do you do that? You have to turn them inward. So that when you turn people inward, like you were saying, it affects uncles and aunties and others, right? When you start to turn people inward to themselves, then unconsciously, they don't know that they're doing this unintentionally, right? But it is affecting, that other layer. It is affecting that second layer down to our children. When we become involved in our kids, in ourselves, when we become involved with ourselves, we're adversely becoming involved in our children, in their mental health, in their well-being, in their spaces. We're seeing them even more clearly because we're operating from a clear perspective.
Right.
And so we can see the totality of what's really going on in society, what's really going on in our kids and our
Only
children's
for a
lives.
glimpse, though. I mean, time is, or the moment is of importance because you can only radiate that love life while you are here,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then the seeds that you have planted, which
Right.
we are all just seeds,
Yeah.
Right.
get to experience that and learn from that.
Yeah.
So-
This moment.
And remembering too that it is our own journey.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's the big one.
it
Yeah.
is our own journey. These are our own. We can radiate that love on our children, but still understanding that they have their own journey too.
Yeah.
They're on their own. They came here on their own journey. It's no different from me and my mother. The way I think of it, it's like, Mama, I love you, but I am on my own journey, and I have to understand that aspect with my connection to my children. That looking at them, I have to say, it is their own journey.
Yes.
And not shun them or not create this effect with them where it's like, you cannot come out like this. No, I have to allow them to express because that, especially in children, they're expressing from a more pure place,
Oh, very. Yeah.
a more innocent place, a more unknowing place. They're not, sometimes us as adults, we're doing things with an agenda. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. But children, there's no true agenda. The innocence that's pouring out from them.
They learn
They're
the
still
agenda.
open.
Right.
Yeah.
They learn that from.
That's what I said.
their-
They're still open. They're receiving all the conditioning.
Right.
They're receiving all the information.
Right.
The energy that you.
Right.
Or,
So think about that. Think
Yeah.
about your children. Think about what your children are faced with, what your children are going through. When we put them into schools.
Oh, yes.
Think about what they're going to get programmed with. Think about what they're going to, how do we create within them? Because what we can't do is think that they're going to go to school and stop getting that programming. That's going to keep happening.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're following a program themselves. But what we can do is embody our children with the knowingness of who they truly are.
Yeah, allowing and guiding. It's like it's guiding. I like to more than anything.
I
it's
love
like
that word, guiding.
guiding
Yes.
them to have the tools, right?
strengthening their sense of self.
Yes, and help them understand who they are at that young age, because that's when it's really important is understanding before the ages of 7, right? Is to really allowing them to be themselves and expressing themselves, and and can be challenging when
And
you have
giving
your
them
own
a-
stuff.
The pleasant
But-
inner voice.
Yeah.
Something that when they are older, they can reflect on the pleasant inner voice.
A pleasant
Yes.
insight.
Yes.
A little easier journey. For them,
Right.
Yeah, so they don't have to go through what we had to go through.
Release.
Ultimately, right?
And that's why it's important not only to, number one, come to this retreat to experience radiating love for yourself, but that's why it's also important to express and radiate that love upon your children too. Because the voice that they're going to hear many voices, but the voice that they're going to be listening, they're going to be guided by is the voice of their parents, the voice of those who are. They're going to be guided by our voices. They're going to hear a lot of voices throughout their life, but there's one voice that's going to guide them, until they're tapping into that inner voice within themselves and can understand what that voice is doing for them. That's what radiating love is to me, is expressing yourself fully, because we don't want to bestow upon our children another generation of hurt and pain
Oh, yes.
and judgment.
Yeah.
Because that was the worst, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being judged, not able to come out and express who we truly are, and fear of being judged. And that's what we want to do with our children in this time, is to not put that upon them. If you see your children right now struggling with being themselves, it's a reflection of something in that environment, right? Mm-hmm. Something in that environment is reflecting that. And radiating love to me is going to assist in that. When you come to Radiate Love Retreat, you're going to be assisted in, hey, I've been noticing some things with my children, and I look in the mirror and I notice that's actually coming from me.
Yes.
And
that reflection.
Right.
Yes.
So that's you want to come to Radiate Love for that aspect alone. How do you raise better children, healthier children, children that are mentally well, emotionally well? How do we do that? You have to open that door, and you have to
Yes.
let that part of yourself go, and come alive, fully express your truth and live from that truth. And to me, I truly believe when we live from our truth, we're living from the only thing that exists in that truth, and that's love. I don't believe there's hate deep down inside of us. I don't believe, because we weren't created in hate.
Right.
We weren't designed, we weren't etched together in hate. So at the core of our being, there's love. And when we go tap into the core of our being, the only thing that's going to pour out is love.
That's beautiful. Whoops.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yay.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Do we have anything else left to say? I think
I've said a lot.
Yes, it's been about an hour. You did good, I
I
think.
think so.
Anybody have any questions, you can comment below. Always reach out to us, and go in. You can always connect with us with the Radiate Love group. Radiate Love for Yourself is the name of the Facebook group. Go in there, connect with other people, like-minded people. Whether you're going to the retreat or not, join the group.
Sure.
You'll
Yes.
get aspects of myself and all three of us, and within that group, I'm going to go live here and there, and we'll be on a couple times, and then after the retreat, we're going to continue it. It's not going anywhere. This is we're bringing Radiate Love
To the next level.
to the next level.
Might write a book about it.
This is the next Louise Hayes. Trust me, guys. This is the next Louise
I love
Hayes.
her.
She's that's all I see in you. It's
Thank
like
you.
Louise Hayes all over again.
Real.
real, just bringing it.
Yes.
Yes,
I love it. Yes.
and she has here with her Wayne Dyers and such.
That's nice. Yes. Oh yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Should we say a blessing or
You wanna-
before we say goodbye to
Okay, I'll say
Yeah.
it.
Go ahead.
please?
All right. We just want to bestow upon you the love that is radiating right here with us right now, and the joy, the goodness, the openness, and the beauty that is within our hearts. We express it upon you. We share it, and we send it out into your homes. We send it out amongst your children, amongst your thoughts. We send it out amongst the energy spaces that you will encounter today, that you will be consumed with this love, that you will radiate this very same vibrating energy in your meetings, in your groups, in your families, in your homes, in your workplaces, that you will take it, you will share it, that you will even share this live, share this this live video with others that you know may need some of this goodness here today. We just express the goodness that is within us upon you today. And we also want to say to you, come to the retreats. Come to Radiate Love
Won't be
retreats.
disappointed.
You will not be disappointed. We give it to you. We expound and expand and express ourselves in abundance to you as well. And we are here for you. We are here. So reach out to us. Thank you. Thank you. And much gratitude. We love you. We honor you. We see you. And we bless you.
Thank you.
Blessings.
Blessings to all.